Hi everyone, it's Irene, and I have a little update and some questions answered regarding my napkin freezer paper tutorial. So some of the questions I've been asked is what kind of paper towel I've been using. I just use the Kirkland brand, the Costco brand, because I get it in bulk, but you can use anything. I think Bounty comes in 2-ply. You just want to make sure that the paper napkin comes, the paper towel comes in 2-ply, because I think the cheaper brands aren't 2-ply, so don't go too cheap now. And this is a 1 sheet of paper towel, or also you can buy paper towels on a roll that are perforated in the middle where you can just tear, the kind that you can tear and make 2 pieces. This one you can't do that. Obviously you don't want this one, because then your design won't be printed correctly. You want the paper towel that comes in 1 piece. So hopefully that makes sense. This has a design on the front, and on the back there's no design. And this one, I don't know if the camera will pick up, it has an embossed design on it. This is what I print my image on, so when I put it in the printer, I put the embossed image of the napkin down, so when it feeds through, my printer feeds like this. So obviously it'll be printed on this. So you just have to figure out what part of the napkin you want your image printed on, and you want to make sure that it's a 2-ply napkin. So I think the cheap ones are not 2-ply, but you might want to check. So all the ones who like to go out to the Dollar Tree and get paper towels there, just make sure it's 2-ply. Also, on the freezer paper, I'm a quilter, and so I use freezer paper, a lot of it. So I have it on a big roll. But it does come on a roll like this at the store. It comes out of a little box. And what I do is I cut it down to 8.5 by 11 to fit in my printer. Now I think if you go online on Amazon or eBay, you can look for freezer paper that comes in already in the 8.5 by 11 sheets. You just have to do some investigation of what works for you. But yeah, you do want to use freezer paper, or it's also called butcher paper. And I think this also comes in brown. Just as long as it has wax on one side and nothing on the other is what you want. Not wax paper. So it's butcher paper or freezer paper. Same thing. Wax on one side, dull on the other. So that's what this is right here. And you can, there's a lot of tutorials out there of how you can take freezer paper and put your muslin through the printer, which I did right here. This is muslin. And I ironed my freezer paper onto my muslin. Let me get it started here just to show you. See, and this is muslin. And it peels right off. And I can reuse this a couple more times. There's no wax buildup or residue on my image. And I get to cut up my images that's now on muslin. So if you're a sewer or you like to use the cloth version of an image, and you can just put it on your muslin. Same thing, I cut out my freezer paper 8.5 by 11. And iron on my muslin, and then put it through the printer muslin side down, because that's how my printer prints, and I get my images in muslin. So see, here's another one. This is muslin. Beautiful images. And you can use actually any fabric. I just choose to use muslin because it lends itself to the image. You don't want your images to come out too dark or too variated. You can use a bright white cloth also. All depends on how you want the image to come out. So you just have to do some experimenting, but it does go through the printer quite easily. You just have to make sure you iron it out really well and don't have any bubbles. As you can see here, hopefully I have no bubbles because I just keep an iron. And remember, do not iron with steam. You don't want to use steam. You want it on the hottest setting, but no steam. And don't leave it on too long. You won't do any damage, you just can't reuse the freezer paper too many times. But here are my napkin images I showed you earlier, and they work out very well. I made quite a few already, and it goes very well through the printer, no problem. So 2-ply freezer paper, check out Bounty or Costco paper towels, work out really well. And let me know what you guys come up with, and you have any further questions, please leave them below in the description box, and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Take good care. Bye-bye.